what I'm gonna do with it, man. I don't know. What's up, YouTube family? Gerald Greenlee here with Clean & Green Lawn Service in beautiful South Georgia. The guys are at the college. I don't know if they can see anything. Oh man, old days are starting to shorten up, you know. Used to at 6 o'clock, man, it'd be nice in daylight and we could be working. And obviously, that's not the case now. So, anyway, I don't know if you can see me, nor does it matter. But it is Friday here. El Romo. We're back down to El Romo, me, and 002. That's the crew now on Friday. Z-Man and 003 start back to school today. In fact, all the classes just past Burger King. That's where the seniors go, I think, for their first day of school breakfast. And all these, you know, each class goes somewhere different. Anyway, 002, as I mentioned before, is homeschooled. Actually, he just goes to the college all the time now. This is his senior year he's starting. And he goes out here to the tech school that we're cutting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But he's off for the next 2 weeks, so he's going to be able to work every day, man, every day, right? We're not going to work every day, but he can work them 3 days a week, make that big money, big money. So, they get paid every 2 weeks, so when they get a check with 6 days on it, it is a pretty good check, especially for a teenager. And especially when some of them days 10, 11, 12 hours. Yeah, it'll add up, man. Anyway, we're gonna do the college, and then they got about 5 or 6 to go do, and I got 2. Now, one of mine is a pretty well taken care of, that I like to do myself, take care of the beds and all that. And then the other one is the one that we did a cut on 2 weeks ago, the new 3-acre that was really overgrown. So I'm going to just go out there by myself. I prefer the big properties, all these little half-acre and 1-acre lots and stuff, you know. And I know to some people that's big. Look, no offense, that's just not me. It's not even really the kind of stuff we set up to cut. 1 acre is okay, but these little 1/4 acre, half-acre, not my thing, man. Not my thing. Some people like them because you can get out, cut them, you know, 15 minutes or whatever, and then you jump back in the truck and you get to ride somewhere else, because we don't have great route density. And you know, if you you know, if somebody say goes out with Elroy and they trimming all day, you know, because he can't trim, they like jumping from property to property. Some of them do anyway. That way, you know, you get a little break in there. It's not like going somewhere where you got trimming and edging and blowing is going to take you an hour and a half, you know, and it's too hot for that, man. And it is, I agree with that. But I tell them, hey, take breaks. If you're on the lawnmower, you better be going. But if you're running that edger, that trimmer, that blower, you drink water, you take breaks, you know, you do what needs to be done. So, anyway, let me get up in here. Looks like they getting the blades changed out. I had to stop by and fill up the Super S real quick. Super Z. Got my trailers all mixed up this morning, or my mowers. So, I don't know what they doing. Like they just standing around. We got the college done, and I got my first one done. I got the college in 2 that I have to do, and they had the college. Of course, we did the college together, obviously, and 5. So I had this one back here that's pretty time consuming. I guess I was probably there an hour, maybe a little over. But I take care of the beds and everything there. It's only a half acre, but got the pool, bunch of beds, bunch of stuff to trim around. No place to spread the grass in the backyard, just got to mulch it up. So anyway, no big deal though. But I got a call. So here's what's for guys that are full-time in business or guys that are trying to grow your business. Now is the time. Now is the opportunity to grow your business. I don't know about where y'all live. I suspect it's the same everywhere. Labor shortage. Now I'm talking about maybe solo guys that are trying to get into the business. I picked up several properties and went and looked at several more where the people were not dissatisfied with the service they were getting, but bigger companies, because they can't get employees. A big company that services this county, well, at least the city's got like 10,000 people in it. A big company that does a lot of the commercial here, they just pulled out. They're not going to service Jessup anymore. They're not going to service the 31545, 31546 anymore. Yeah, man, we got 2 zip codes. I don't live in this city though. But no, I'm just saying, so for a small business owner, somebody getting started, somebody looking for opportunity, get your business license, get your insurance, because what's going to happen, you're not going to get these kind of jobs if you don't have a business license and insurance in most cases. So I'm headed to, I don't even know the name of the place. See what the lady told me here. Ain't nothing like being on your GoPro, your phone, and driving, right? Got that camera shaking all over the place too. It is called Southeast Lung Associates. So it's a doctor's office. Basically. And I already Googled and mapped it real quick on my phone. It's not very big, so it's not ideally something that I'd want to do. But I know 2 things about this property. Number one is it's going to need to be maintained year-round, so that makes for good year-round money, right? Not good right now maybe, but when you hit October, November, December, January, February, March, and you're needing something to do to make some money, you got a year-round account. They're going to want it done at least once a month, maybe twice a month, or bi-weekly. Like the banks here, I do them bi-weekly, year-round, weekly in the growing season. Weekly for 8 months, bi-weekly for 4 months. That's it. Every week, every other week. Here's the other thing I know. The company that was doing it, they ain't cheap, right? So these people already been, because this a big outfit. So these people already been paying pretty good money, I would think. Now I don't know if it's gonna be lawn and landscape. I don't know. I told the lady, look, send me the address when I get done with this property. I'll stop by and see you. Look there, boy. That's a pretty truck right there. That's a pretty truck, man. So yeah. She messed around and told me what the other company was doing it for. I was wrong. I was wrong. Anyway, I told her I'd send her a quote, but when she told me what they was paying, I thought, she ain't lying, because I seen the paperwork. So, but now they desperate, they need somebody. But, you know, I'm not going to charge more for that. It's just, it is what it is. Get a quarter of the way through a property, a 3-acre property that I had to drive 7 or 8 miles out here to get to. Super S. Same thing, man. And from everything I could tell, it was charging. I don't know what the deal is. I'm going to take it to a dealer and tell him to get it off my trailer. I mean, it's something. I mean, so when I plugged it up on the charger at the house, you know, it's showing like 12 volts, which is what the 12 and a half, which is what the charger was putting to the battery, right? Now somebody tell me if I don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all just tell me. I let it charge, you know. Well, first of all, I put it on like 10 amp charge and let it charge for like 10 minutes. It was at 12 and a half volts. And I let it, and I cranked it. As soon as it cranked up, the volt reading on the battery charger went up to like 14 volts, which tells me, you know, like a car, if you hooked up to a car and you crank it, that thing goes up 13 and a half, 14 and a half volts, right? Which tells me it's charging. That's what I think. I'm not a mechanic, right? So I go ahead and let the battery fully charge, thinking maybe that cable connection wasn't that good. And we've ran it for 2.5 days, and it's dead. Now, could it be that that battery's got some kind of bad cell in it? And, you know, it's not getting a full charge? I don't know. I mean, we've cranked that thing up 30 times. And we've been running, you know, it's got the fuel pump. And it's got, you know, turn the PTO on and off. And all that kind of stuff. But what it's done is kill the battery. It's like, but now, so the battery, though, has lasted since Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Well, it worked yesterday and today. So, well, I guess it ain't worked today because it ain't but 12:45. So now, rather than getting done today, you know, I'd have been done at 2 o'clock. Now I got to ride back into town, drop this off, and now it started raining. Find the guys, which they either eaten or they at their last yard. By the time I get the more dropped off in anyway, and get the more off of their trailer, drive back out here. Yeah, man, I'm being dramatic, man. Drive back out here and you know, cut for another hour. So that's aggravating. I mean, I ain't mad or nothing. I'm not one of them kind of get frustrated and lose my mind and lose my temper and all that. But it's frustrating. I mean, it's frustrating. Here it is for the second time in a week. I got to go get a 17-year-old lawnmower to bail out this new one. I got to go get a 2007 to bail out this 2021. All right, so put a new battery in it. It definitely put on load test. Battery showed up bad. All right, got it done. Everything went fine. Hey, got to show y'all something real quick. Look at there, boy. This ain't my color, but it's what I had to buy. This color and the other gray and green one that I had, I don't even remember what it's called. This is a Kelly green. They back ordered, can't get them. So he had these on the shelf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'll say I didn't even count them. If they didn't cost so much, I'd do a contest on how much they cost, and the person that got the closest to it, I'd send you a hat. But when I first started buying these, I think they was about $10 a piece. They ain't $10 a piece no more. So I'm gonna have to selectively give these things away, man. But anyway, let me get off here. I'm in the school zone. I don't want to hit nobody. I got off the GoPro and still almost hit somebody. They were flying down. Well, the school back there keeps the drive lane blocked. There's 3 lanes here. There's a turn lane in the middle, and you know, both directions. And Somebody was boogieing down through the turning lane. Trying to hit me, man. Trying to hit me. We're done today. I think we had, what did I say? They had 5 and I had 2, and we had to college together. See, it's 3:13, dude. I should have been at home with my feet, and I did go by and look at an irrigation control box that I got to replace, make sure, see what I needed. But I should have already been home. My feet propped up and invoices sent out, man. But that's the kind of days you have. So I'm gonna run the Super S another day, and I'm gonna check the battery. There's one of our lines. They got that thing looking good, man. Look at all that stuff in the backyard, man. Elro just rides around the trees and bushes. He rides around them, and then he goes back through and cuts whatever he didn't get circling them. You get most of it circling them. It's crazy. But that's one of my original customers. So he's still a customer. I know this thing's gonna get long, but I'm gonna say this. Somebody said the other day that if you want to grow your business, you got to forget about loyalty. The customers you started with aren't going to be your customers several years in, right? And the premise of that was, in part, at least this, and there's some validity to that. That, you know, they gave you a job when you was looking, when you didn't have much, when you didn't have, you know, you didn't have t-shirts, and you didn't have hats, and you didn't have a, you know, you didn't have a truck with a trailer with all the racks on it and all that stuff. So you didn't look professional. So to them, you'll always be the lawn boy. You know, you're not a business owner, you're just a yard man. And as you get in business and begin to increase your prices and understand your worth, and, you know, that yard that you was charging 40 for, now it's 65, that, you know, those customers not going to pay that, because even though maybe you made some upgrades and stuff, they don't view you that way. Now, I can understand that. I don't agree with that 100%, because that's not been the case for me with some customers. You know, but I still think loyalty is a big thing, man. I do. And I realize that you can be loyal to a customer and they may end up dropping you and getting rid of you and all that, but at the end of the day, I want to be loyal to people that have helped me. If they don't reciprocate that to me, you know, down the line, then that's okay, and that's not on me, that's on them. You know, but the only reason, me personally, you know, I just don't care for these small properties, because my business has gone in a different direction. When I started out with, you know, a little old trailer and a 54-inch lawnmower, 0 turn, yeah, ½ acre. I mean, if I could make some money, a 1/4 acre, a 1 acre, those were great properties. You know, but I'm out there running around on a $4,500 lawnmower. I mean, I got in business basically with all new equipment for, you know, I already had a truck and trailer. I went in business for about $6,000. You know, I'm talking about gas cans, trimmers, you know, whatever, rakes, shovels, you know. And so I upgraded equipment and got something that could take abuse and take these big properties, because I like big properties, you know. So I mean, that's the only reason I would want to get away from some of these smaller yards like that. But I've been fortunate. I think I've been to that property 1 time this year. Elro and the boys have a good relationship with the gentleman that, you know, owns it. They go, they service it, he gives them the money. He's still one of them cash people. You know, he gives them the money and they leave and everybody's happy. My customer's happy. I'm happy that my customer's happy, and I'm also happy that I don't have to do it, right? So unless it's a high-end, you know, very detailed job, I really don't even do any small properties. I just try to stay away from them, you know, other than commercial. So anyway, I'm run my mouth long enough. I don't even know what I'm going to title this video, man. I done talked about 50 different things. So anyway, I do appreciate y'all watching. I'm going to go ahead and shut this video out here. Hope whenever you watch this that you have a great day, great night, whatever time it might be. And my prayer for you is always the same, that the Lord might richly bless you, and that you might see all of your blessings as from Him. Talk to you later.